Assalamu alaikum, students and friends. In this episode, we analyze a ball that swings like a conical pendulum and illustrate the computations of the radius of the circle around which the bob moves, how much time it takes the bob to complete one circle, and the tension in the wire. So just hang on, relax, watch and learn. The problem is you make a conical pendulum using a wire of length 0.800 meters and a bulb mass 0.250 kilogram. When the bulb is moving in a circle at constant speed, the wire is at an angle of 20.0 degrees from the vertical. Question letter A. What is the radius of the circle around which the bulb moves? Question letter B. How much time does it take the bulb to complete one circle? And question letter C. What is the tension force in the wire? Here are the given quantities in this problem. We have the mass of the bulb denoted by small letter m, and it is equal to 0.250 kilogram. The length L of the wire, denoted by capital L, is equal to 0.800 meters, and the angle beta equal to 20.0 degrees. This is the angle that the wire makes with the vertical. And our target variables, we have in part A, the radius of the circle around which the bulb moves. In part B, uh, we are required to determine the period, okay, or the time it takes for the bulb to make a complete circle. So it's denoted by capital T. And in part C, the tension force, denoted by capital F, exerted by the wire on the bulb. For our solution, we first identify the forces acting on the bulb. The figure here shows our free body diagram and coordinate system for the bulb at a particular instant. There are just two forces acting on the bulb. We have the weight of the bulb, denoted by mg, and the tension or tension force, capital F, which is exerted by the wire. Note that the center of the circular path is in the same horizontal plane as the bulb and not at the top end of the wire. The horizontal component of the force or the tension force F is the force that produces um, what we call the radial or central acceleration, right? And the only force acting on the bulb along the horizontal is um the x component of the tension force F, right? And uh, this x component of the tension force F is expressed as the product of the force F and the sine of the angle beta. Right? So this force is also considered the centripetal force Fc, right? As we know, centrifugal force, or Fc, can also be expressed as a product of the mass of the body and the radial acceleration. That is, Fc equals m times ar. All right? So this Fc is the one, or the only one force that provides the centripetal or radial acceleration, so that uh, the bob, okay, will tend to be pulled towards the center of the circular path. So we label this here as equation number 1. And along the y coordinate, all right, the two forces acting on the bob are the y component of the tension force F, expressed as F times cosine of the angle beta. And of course, the downward force of gravity on the bob, or its weight, mg. And these two forces along the vertical, okay, are equal but opposite in direction and acting on the same body, which is the bob. So therefore, we can say that the net force along the y must be equal to 0. We say furthermore that the magnitude of F cosine beta, or the y component of the tension force F, is just equal to the weight of the bob. So when we isolate this force F, we come up with its working formula. All right, the force F, or the tension force F, is just equal to the weight of the bob, mg, divided by the value of the cosine of the angle beta. Right? So when we substitute this expression for the force F in equation 1, all right, we will get this expression. F sine beta, okay, is expressed as mg divided by cosine of the angle beta times sine beta, of course. And that's equated to the product of the mass and the radial acceleration, the bob, right? So, obviously, the mass m in this equation cancels out, all right? So we can isolate the radial acceleration a sub r and come up with a working formula for determining the radial or central acceleration a sub r, equal to the product of acceleration due to gravity g and the value of the tangent of the angle beta. The equation for the tension force F, which is equal to mg divided by cosine of the angle beta, all right, is one of the formulas that we need in answering our questions, all right? And moving on with our derivation for the other quantities, okay, we have this equation for the radial acceleration of a body in uniform circular motion. So the acceleration, a sub r, is just equal to 4 pi squared times the radius big R divided by the square of the period capital T, from which we can isolate t squared and get t squared equals 4 pi squared times big R divided by a sub r. Or um, replacing a sub r in terms of the product of g and tangent beta, which we obtained earlier, right? So t squared becomes the product of 4 pi squared and the radius big R divided by the product of g tangent beta. Or getting the square root, we get t equals 2 pi multiplied by the square root of the radius big R divided by g tangent beta. Based on the diagram in figure 1, we also emphasize here the relationship between the radius of the circular path big R and the length of the wire, right? We say that the radius of the circular path big R is just equal to the product of the length of the wire multiplied by sine of the angle beta. So we take note that this is also needed in answering our one of our questions, right? So if we substitute big R in terms of L sine beta into this equation for the period capital T, we get uh, the period capital T equals 2 pi times the square root of L sine beta. All right? That is the equivalent of the radius big R. And then divided by the product of G tangent beta. Right? We do this because we don't know what the radius of the circular path is. It's not given in the problem. So we want it expressed in terms of the length of the wire, capital L. And dividing sine beta by tangent beta, we know, gives us cosine beta. All right? So using cosine beta, we further come up with the expression or the equation for the period capital T as the product of 2 pi and the square root of the length of the wire L times cosine of the angle beta divided by acceleration due to gravity, g. So this is the formula for determining the period capital T in terms of the given length of the wire, the given angle beta. All right. So this is 3. The working formula for the tension force F. All right. The formula for finding the radius of the circular path, big R, and for the period of revolution, capital T. These are the 3 working equations that we need in answering our questions. So moving on to our computations, in part A, the radius of the circular path of the bulb, all right, is just the product of the length of the wire, 0.800 meters, and the sine value of the angle beta, or sine of 20.0 degrees. So with the help of your cycle, we get the value of big R, or the radius of the circular path of the bulb, equal to 0.274 meters in 3 significant figures. In part B, The period capital T, or the time it takes for the bulb to make one complete circle, all right, which is equal to 2 pi multiplied with the square root of the length L and the cosine of the angle beta divided by acceleration due to gravity. That is, the period capital T equals 2 pi multiplied by the square root of 0.800 meters multiplied by cosine of the angle 20.0 degrees and then divided by 9.80 meters per second squared. Doing our math, we get the value of the period capital T equal to 1.74 seconds, also rounded to 3 significant figures. Lastly, in part C, computing for the tension force exerted by the wire, okay, capital F equals mg, or the weight of the bulb divided by the value of the cosine beta. That is, capital F equals 0.250 kilogram times 9.80 meters per second squared, and then divided by cosine of the angle 20.0 degrees. Simplifying, that is, capital F equals 2.45 kilogram meter per second squared, and then divided by the cosine of 20.0 degrees, which is 0.940. So, finally, the magnitude of the force F, or tension force, exerted by the wire equal to 2.61 newtons, also rounded to 3 significant figures. Evaluating our answers, we say that for a given length, capital L, as the angle beta increases, cosine of the angle beta decreases. The period, capital T, becomes smaller, and the tension force, capital F, which is equal to mg divided by cosine beta, increases. The angle can never be equal to 90 degrees, however, because this would require that the period, capital T, will be equal to 0, and the tension force, capital F, will be infinity, as well as the speed of the bulb would mean it is equal to infinity. A conical pendulum would not make a very good clock because the period depends on the angle beta in such a direct way. And that concludes our lesson for this topic. Mabuhay! Till the next episode. MashaAllah. Thank you very much for your indulgence. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alhamdulillah.